Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the channel, and I'm here to talk about some wrestling. Some wrestling news, a lot of, rumors. So 80, I believe. So, already 80 episodes of wrestling news. There's a lot of stuff here to cover. First thing I'll talk about is, CM Punk. So, Fightful Select, Sean Ross Sapp at FightfulSelect.com has heard discussions of CM Punk versus Kenta at Forbidden Door. There's been discussions of this match possibly happening, CM Punk versus Kenta. This was yesterday, or last night at nearly 10 o'clock. I don't know. I think this would be a pretty good match for Forbidden Door. I think that would be a great match. I just don't know if it'll happen, but it makes sense to me because if Punk is having a one-on-one match at Forbidden Door, it can only really be Kenta. Because the Gold BC related link. But Punk and the Elite in the same building, sounds like fun there. My goodness, this is already pay-per-view of the year, and it hasn't even happened yet. This pay-per-view is going to be the AEW pay-per-view of the year. They're going to keep on cooking. Because they've already got Bryan Danielson versus the Rainmaker, I think. Or I forgot who Daniel Bryan's facing. But there's been some discussions that this match is possibly going to happen. I know people say, oh, these two are probably two overrated stars going up against each other, but I think this will be a great match. I don't think it'll be boring. Yeah, it's Bryan Danielson versus Okada, the Rainmaker. We could have CM Punk versus Kenta, AEW, or for AEW Forbidden Door. So it's looking like it's looking like it's going to be a fire pay-per-view. Let's get back to the... Now let's get back really to the news here. Tony Khan, he appeared on the June 8th Ring of Honor last night, and it says Ring of Honor will not do massive layoffs to save money. No, he'll just ghost them so the contracts run out, but he won't release them early if they ask. I thought he was going to start laying people off, but I guess not, but he's always trying to get a pop and it doesn't work. Like, the video is so cringe. Yeah, he'll just ghost you when he wants you gone. He won't talk to you. It's easy not to do layoffs to save money if your family's a billionaire. Anyone can run a business at a loss. Jesus Christ. He's too scared to fire anybody, though. And he don't need to save money if he can run the company with his father's money. Mr. Shad Khan. So, it's kind of easy. So Jessica McKay announces she's pregnant. I didn't even know she was with anybody, be honest. I think she's kept her life private. It's not easy to keep your private life like that. But she's extremely quiet about her personal life. That's a good thing, to be honest. WWE CEO Nick Khan talked about NXT. Quote, "We think NXT has the viability to be its own standalone brand." Triple H already had that, Mr. Nick Khan. Before it got rebranded. and Vince McMahon ruined everything about the black and gold. Vince fucked it up, and it became a developmental brand. It still is, and he hasn't made NXT better. They've got some good talent now. Yeah, good talent now. Yes, but just terrible. And it's standalone brand. It was until Vince destroyed it back. It's destroyed it. It's going to be very hard to recreate that black and gold magic. First things first, start writing good stories. They don't really have many of those right now. And it's good TV, but not where it was with the black and gold. They need to start writing compelling stories again. Not just putting good matches. I love good matches. Like the in-ring, I think it's fantastic. Stories, on the other hand, need work. It's not even close to, say, where Owens and Sami Zayn were, for example. And Karrion Kross is fun in NXT. Adam Cole. Samoa Joe's debut. It's just, I don't really care too much for NXT now. Like, yeah, there's some good wrestlers over there that I really like Gigi Dolan. JC Jane's pretty good. Tiffany Stratton's really good. Braun Breaker. Carmelo Hayes. But other than that, I just don't really care too much for it. And it was close to being that before they blew it up. If Vince McMahon didn't fuck it up, NXT, if it was still black and gold, would probably be a superior brand. And he probably didn't like that, so he's like, oh, we gotta destroy NXT. Oh, man. Like, Nick Khan, dude. Like, what are you talking about? So the AEW Dynamite viewership dipped for June 7th, and the demo rating rises. To the certain fans, when the demos are up, they can't stop talking about it, but when the demos are down, those same fans are quick to say demos are not important. Like, just enjoy wrestling. Like, who cares about the fucking ratings? I know some people will, but I don't. I just enjoy good wrestling. I don't really care about the ratings. So WWE shares a claim from research firm that they have nearly 90 million fans worldwide. And it makes sense, obviously. They also have like the 8th biggest YouTube channel, but such low views relative to other channels of its size, but I feel that's most accounts though. But it seems plausible, to be honest, so only a fraction of that must engage with the product on a weekly basis, even less are monetized, but they probably have that many views. Tony Khan says he has a, quote, very close relationship with Bryan Danielson. They're probably really good friends then. I mean, I'd have a very close relationship with my boss too if he paid me an absurd amount of money for me to do whatever in the ring I want. Basically do whatever the fuck I want. I mean, the Tree Man seems like the nicest guy. He seems like a nice guy. So, Seth Rollins talked about the World Heavyweight Championship to be big as any championship in pro wrestling. You can go look at the full article if you want to from Fightful. But he basically said, so I think we're going to put in the work to build this title to be as big as any championship in wrestling. We're not naive and we think that we won't, and we don't need to put that work. He wants to make this championship as big as any championship. He should have really said this before they signed off the dimensions of that title. Because now it's going to be on NXT. I'll be fine if he makes his defenses mean something and not just defend the title everywhere. I mean, Braun Breaker is a big name to defend the title against. But a title doesn't need to be defended every week. But if a title never defended in wrestling, it means they got no storyline for the title or nobody wants the title. It's probably the second or third right now title behind the behind Roman Reigns. But if anybody can make this work, it's Seth Rollins can make it work. Got some more news. So the Cavender twins comment on potential WWE future. So they're set to have their tryout in July. They appeared on the NXT thing where I think what's the freaking name? Something Hall won the NXT Battle Royal. They showed up. So, but I feel like they've already had their tryout, but maybe they haven't. Trying to find some more stuff here. This is the main event for the AEW Collision debut on June 17th. We have CM Punk and FTR versus Samoa Joe, Jay White, and Juice Robinson. I know people say, oh, it's really random, but I think this is huge for Juice Robinson. I know some people will hate the main event for this, but I think it's really good because you got Jay White and Juice Robinson who've been really... Their stock's been going up the last few weeks. Especially Juice Robinson with Jay White. And Samoa Joe, I think is the Ring of Honor champion, gets CM Punk and FTR. So CM FTR is back. We also have another match announced for AEW next week. Adam Cole versus MJF for the AEW World Championship. And an Eliminator match. Eliminator matches are weak. So there's some possibility of Stardom maybe on Forbidden Door. So there's people have been wondering about the possibility, and there is possibility that Stardom could be on this show. But they actually have a show on 25th, but wrestling companies famously book all their talent on every single show. So there's a really good possibility this could happen, but please, I beg for this to happen. Considering that AEW and TK ghosted Stardom last year, it might be unlikely though, so I would like for this to happen, but I don't think it will though. So, we actually have some more news here per Fightful yesterday. That before Mercedes Moné's injury to her ankle, the rumored match for Forbidden Door was actually Mercedes Moné versus Saraya for Forbidden Door. A bullet was dodged, and I don't say this obviously to Mercedes because she's my favorite wrestler. It's because of Saraya. Because she hasn't put on good matches since she's been in AEW. So it's definitely a bullet dodge. And Saraya's just that bad. She never came back to wrestle, really. Mercedes is doing just fine and will continue to do so when she returns. The bullet dodge is because of Saraya. She's not really that good of a wrestler. And Mercedes, Sasha, whatever, would have to carry that match. Hopefully Mercedes faces a better opponent later in the year over Saraya. Because she dodged a bullet. Like, we didn't just dodge a bullet, we dodged a missile. But the injury, I guess, was a blessing in disguise. So I guess, maybe she could be back for All In. Maybe she'll be healthy, her ankle will be better by All In. Maybe we could get her versus somebody else and not Saraya, because I don't want to see her versus Saraya. I really don't. I have no interest. Yeah. That's basically all I have to say, so until next time, I have a lot. Peace.